all the leaders
tengan tu sabiduría.
have your wisdom.
Guíanos,
Guide us.
te declaramos como Padre.
We proclaim you as our Heavenly Father.
Ayúdanos
Help us
a seguir
to continue
liderando tu reino.
leading Hood County.
Te damos gracias
We give you thanks
en el nombre de Cristo Jesús.
in the name of our Father.
Amén.
Amen.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all join me in a pledge of allegiance to this great nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pledge to the Texas flag, honor
I
and
pledge Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Pastors, that was very inspirational. Dr. Bill Miller just informed me that 12% of Hood County is of Hispanic origin, which is a big percentage of our county. And we're so pleased that y'all come down here and do that. It was a very, very inspirational invocation this morning, and we thank both of you very much. Okay, thank you. Muchas gracias. Okay. All right. Are there no special presentations this morning? No special presentations. If any of the citizens here would like to speak on anything on the agenda, Sheriff Deeds has public participation forms, and if you will fill those out, hand them back to the sheriff will give them to us, and then at the appropriate time, we will let you speak a maximum of 5 minutes. You do not have to take the full 5 minutes, but you will have a maximum of 5 minutes. So the next item is consent agenda. Does any of the commissioners wish to pull anything off the consent agenda? Okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made by Commissioner Deaver to approve the consent agenda, second by Commissioner Cotton. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries unanimously 5-0. Okay. Next, this brings us down, no road operations, Mr. Lenny? No, sir, not today. I think you're ignoring us down here, and we'd like hearing from you. All right, but we do have Mr. Clint Head here on development.
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners. This morning we had developments accepted an application for a replat of Nassau Bay 2, lots 2 and 3 in Block 11 in Precinct 3. Staff recommends setting a public hearing for the April 14th, 2020 Commissioners Court.
April what?
April 14th.
14th, okay.
Do I hear a motion? Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner White to set a public hearing for the Nassau Bay 2, lots 2 and 3, Block 11, for the next Commissioners Court meeting on April the 4th, not next, but the Commissioners Court hearing on April the 14th of 2020. Here a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Eagle. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next.
All right, next we have a replat for Orchards 12B, lots 3381 through 3387 and 3389 through 3396. This is, well, add an R to those. Reserve areas C and D. This is a replatting of lots 3381 through 3387 and 3389 through 3396 to adjust the rear lot lines, creating reserves areas C and D. The property is located within the Water Quality District in Precinct 2 and is served by public water and public sewer provided by Acton Municipal Utility District.
Okay. We're going to, I think this is the right procedure. We're just going to take a brief recess from the Commissioners Court and go into a public hearing at this time to discuss and consider approval for the following remat as stated by Clint Head. Do I hear a motion?
You need to close it?
Well, no, we're in the public hearing right now. I just took a recess. from the Commissioners Court. We're in a public hearing.
I'll make that motion to approve the replat.
Okay, motion is made by Commissioner Cotton to approve the replat on Orchards 12B, lots 3338IR to 3387R and 3389R through 3396R in reserve areas C and D in Precinct 2. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second been made by Commissioner Deaver. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, we're still in the public hearing, and you have another one, do you not, Mr.?
Yes. The last one, we have a concept plan for Oak Hill Ranch, phases 1 through 4. This will be the subdividing of a 208.3 acres tract out of the W.J. Arrington Survey Abstract Number 18, the C. Arrington Survey Abstract 10, the T.W. Bundick Survey Abstract Number 24, and the J.W. Smith Survey Abstract Number 905, Hood County, Texas. The property is located in the Rural District in Precinct 1 in the southwesterly part of the county. The proposed subdivision will be served by well and on-site sewage facilities. The situs address for this property is 1508 Knox Road, Tolar, Texas.
Okay. All right. Any discussion? This is on Oak Hill Ranch?
Yes.
Is that correct? Is there any discussion about to consider the approval for the concept plan? Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
A motion been made by Commissioner Deaver to approve the concept plan for the Oak Hill Ranch in Precinct 2. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner White. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
You have anything else, Mr. Head? Okay, now, we are adjourning from the public hearing and going back into the Commissioners Court. So the next deal is financial. Ms. Becky Kidd.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. For this court, your expenditures are $976,839.33. You've all been given an advance list of invoices that we need to pay, and you've also been given a list of payments over $10,000. Are there any questions regarding any of these reports you've received?
Yeah, Becky, I have a question on the Ramtech building system. Is this $288,575, is that the final payment to Ramtech?
No, sir.
No.
This is the second.
Second payment?
We're nearly there.
Near there. And then I got one more question about the gray bar. These technological generator inspection monitor servers, are these for the generators that are behind the EOC?
Drew's going to come explain that because it falls into his line items.
Yes, to answer your question. This is for both the EOC generator and the generator behind the LEC.
Did they find any problems with them?
So we had an issue with the one at the LEC, but it is currently fixed. So both of them are currently fixed and operational.
Thank you, Drew.
You're welcome.
Any further discussion? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the expenditures for March 10th of $976,839.33.
Your second? Second. Second by Commissioner Eagle. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. What else do you have, Ms. Kidd?
Item number 2, acknowledge and accept the 2020 review of the tax assessor financial records. My staff and I have done a financial review of the tax assessor records. She brings in the most money of anyone in the county, so it takes a while to do that process. The staff was extremely helpful. We found some minor issues that she has already corrected, and we recommend you accept this financial report.
Any discussion? Do I hear a motion?
Motion to accept the 2020 review of the tax assessor's financial records.
Second. Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Deaver to accept the 2020 review of the tax assessor financial report, second by Commissioner Cotton. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Item number 3, Receive presentation of annual audit report on county financial statements from Ide Bailey LLP and consider for acceptance. Cara from Ide Bailey is here, and Drew will have a PowerPoint presentation, and once she's done her review, we'll come back and accept this report.
First of all, did we pass?
You passed. The most important thing you want to know.
That's what I want to know. Short and sweet.
You can just advance the next slide. I don't know if I have a clicker. The very first thing I'm going to address is page 1 of the audit report is our actual opinion. It's broken up into a few sections. The first area discusses management's responsibility, which is to prepare fair presentation of financial statements, and they are also responsible, management's also responsible for internal control over those financial statements. Our responsibility as auditors is to express an opinion on those financial statements, and as you can see on page 2 of the financial statements, we did give an unmodified opinion, which just means that the financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects. So you passed. That's what you wanted to know. So I'll just go through a few highlights if you'll give me the next slide. If you look at the statement of net position, you can see that total assets and deferred outflows have increased by about $6 million in total. $3 million of that's related to the deferred outflows of resources, which is related to the pension plan, which is numbers given to us by an actuary through TCDRS. So that's the main increase in assets there. The next slide. If you look at the statement of net position of the liability section, liabilities decreased by about $1 million. Those are payments made on your bonds. So things getting paid in the right direction. Next slide. If you look at fund balance in your governmental funds, you can see that they have also increased by about $2 million. These are separated in different categories. Non-spendable fund balance is related to things like prepaid assets and inventories, so it's not available to spend for operations. Then there's those restricted by law, committed that you've set aside for things that you have planned and assigned, same thing. And like I said, those increased by about $2 million. If you look at your revenues and expenditures year over year, you can see that tax collections are higher due to new housing and growth in the area, and so they've gone up about $3 million. The final thing that I'll bring to your attention is it's a repeat from last year. In the very back of the financial statements, I'm not even sure what page, we do have one internal control finding, and it's identified as a material weakness over the preparation of financial statements. And this is the same as what we said last year. We don't expect every county to be able to prepare their own financial statements. We do it as a service. It's part of what we do. But because we're preparing them and issuing them, there's just the potential for mistakes to be made, since we're not reviewing something prepared by you. So it's not a ding, it's not saying that you're doing anything wrong, it's just saying there's the potential that something could go wrong, so we just have to report that to you. No issues of noncompliance, and I wasn't here during the week of field work. I was sick actually working back in Abilene, but we've been here for about 5 years, and it seems like things got turned around really quickly. We were able to get the financial statements done really quickly, able to get everything we needed from the auditor's office and the treasurer's office. So I just wanted to commend Becky and her crew, and just thank y'all all very much for your time. She did a good job.
No, that's good. Well,
Any
good.
questions for me?
Any questions from any commissioner? Okay. Well,
Thank
good.
you,
Do I
sirs.
hear a motion?
So moved.
A move to accept the annual audit report on the county financial statements from Ide Bailey and move for acceptance. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner Eagle. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, that brings us to the next item of our agenda, and that's miscellaneous. Consider and take appropriate action to approve an investigator currently at a step 6, $2,118.81, moving to deputy fire marshal which is a step 8 at $2,139.40, effective Monday, March 16th of 2020. Ms. Kidd and Mr. Young.
Gentlemen, what this is comprised of is an employee moving from one department to another in order to keep their salary as close as it is, being as they're classified, he's classified as an investigator where he currently is, and he'll be a deputy fire marshal where he's going to. Those two classifications don't meld, so we moved him to a salary that was comparable to where he was, not making it lower, but the closest one we could get, and that's all this is. It's a very minor increase in his salary.
I think it's like $20.59 a pay period.
Yes, sir.
So, and I, for one, am not going to move somebody and give them a demotion in pay. That's the closest we could have moved him on a scale to make everything work out right. So it's, and the other thing, and this is something we may need to think about in the next budget, is I've talked to the fire marshal, and maybe the court maybe needs to reclassify the deputy fire marshals into investigators. That's something we can discuss in the budget time. So that's been brought up several times, and we need not to forget about it.
I agree with you. Okay, based upon that, also this concerns Mike Stafford. I'm going to go ahead and say his name, and I know that everybody is pleased. I mean, the sheriff is pleased, you're pleased, everybody is pleased. I think he's going to work out exceedingly well. He's already certified with everything that he needs as far as to be a deputy fire marshal, so we can save all that expense. So it's, in my opinion, a good move. Do I hear a motion in this regard?
I'll make that motion to take appropriate action to approve investigator currently at a step 6, $2,118.81, moving to deputy fire marshal step 8 at $2,139.40, effectively March 16, 2020.
I hear a second.
Second.
Okay, second by Commissioner White. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
See how-
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item is discuss and take appropriate action to secure mental health services for inmates through Pecan Valley Center. We've got the sheriff here this morning, and I know that Coke Beatty, who heads up the Pecan Valley Center, is off this week. He's on spring break. He's asked the sheriff to come up here and just discuss this, and he wants to come back and explain it to us farther for the next Commissioners Court. Am I correct on that, Sheriff?
That is correct, Judge. Yeah, I'd like to ask that this be put on the next agenda, but I just wanted to, I haven't had time because there's been a lot going on, so I hadn't really had a chance to meet with the other court members, so this worked out actually pretty good for us. We'll get her done in 2 weeks, and what this amounts to is Palapino County had already had a contract similar to this, or an interlocal similar to this approved, and so they sent it to me, and I sent it to the county attorney, and he looked it over, didn't have any problems or issues with it. And another thing that threw it off today is we're trying to get the one that says Hood County on it, and they didn't have that done. So, but Coke Beatty wanted to be able to come and talk to us about it. But what this approves is interlocal agreement, goes along with the continuation of the Sander Bland law to help protect the inmates and make sure that I'm giving them everything they need as far as medical in the jail, but then psychological services too. So what this interlocal covers is the tele-video medicine, where a doctor can be on the other end of the video teleconferencing deal, and we can take them in there without having to transport them to a doctor's office. So it's hard to find psychiatrists around, but through the video teleconferencing with this contract, then we can get that done a whole lot easier. So the cost attached on the attachment of this, the advanced practice nurses go from $104.80 to $110.23 an hour, I believe is what that's supposed to be, and medical doctors $119.82 and $113.91. And this isn't something that's going to happen all the time. That hopefully this is something we never really utilize, but if we need it, then we'll have it, and we have to be able to step in and take care of those inmates when the time comes. So last year, Pecan Valley Centers had got a grant to provide some of this funding, and we did utilize this through the video teleconferencing deal, and it worked out pretty well. They ran out of money, and fortunately, we didn't have any issues since then. So, but we did utilize it. There's follow-up appointments with the psychological evaluation rates. So advanced nurses for 10 minutes is $20.36, 15 minutes, $30.61, 25 minutes, $42.99, and so on and so forth. So this locks that interlocal agreement down for those costs. These are at Medicaid rates, so the cheapest that we can get, basically, and so with the contract that the Pecan Valley Center has worked out. So in our area, then Palo Pinto County has already entered into this agreement. I don't want to wait till the last minute because the law states that we have to, between me, the sheriff, and Hugh, the court, we have to get something going. So this will protect us. This will be able to cover us for when we do need to utilize this. Hopefully it doesn't. We don't have many instances like this, but if so, we'll be covered and have everything we need to continue doing business. Otherwise, that could be something that they could shut us down for at the jail commission. So we want to keep on moving forward, or at least be able to move forward. So we'll be bringing this back to the court, and I think Coke Beatty will come and answer any other further questions you might have or make some comments. So if we could get this put on the next agenda, that'd be fantastic.
Good. I think that, Alicia, just make sure this is on the next agenda then, exactly like it is. We'll do this. Will require any action now?
No.
Sheriff, thank you very much, and we will consider this item in 2 weeks. Okay?
Okay, does anybody have any questions at this point that I could try to answer?
I got one for you, Roger. How long would one of these evaluations take on average?
Well, the ones that we did before, like on that one part of that agreement on the cost, it was broke down into minutes.
Oh.
So they don't take long, and hopefully we can keep it that way. Just depends on the situation, just depends on the person and that person's needs, that inmate's needs. So hopefully we can keep it down, but it covers the cost for a lot of different things like that. But it's broke down into the minutes. So if we have a doctor talking to him for 10 minutes, then it'll only be charged that 10 minutes instead of a full hourly rate.
My question. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, Sheriff. Thanks very much for the presentation. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'll be here. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, item number 4, consider and take appropriate action to award contract for RFB 2020-002 Armor Car Services. Did I miss one?
Yeah, skip number 3, Judge.
Oh, my favorite.
You're gonna get failed here.
Hey,
I was your favorite.
Well, you are my 2 favorite ladies are here in the audience today. The Bean Queen, Ms. Jean Kate up here, is going to tell us about CASA. We also have Chaplain Pruitt here. If anybody votes against this proposal, they shouldn't be living in Hood County.
They'd have to leave town.
There you go. Okay, Ms. Kate, the floor is yours. Thank you. Tell us what you...
Gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity for presenting our request to you. Child abuse has gotten completely out of hand in this country, and anything that we can do that calls attention to it so that people will stop, pay attention, and do something about it, we truly appreciate. And being able to have the blue flags on the square for the month of April, which is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and the blue spotlights on the 4 corners of the square. And then for the Children's Advocacy Center, for them to have their large blue ribbons on, I believe that's on 2 sides of the square. And then they will also have a pinwheel garden across from the convention center. Anything that we can do to call attention to this problem is what we intend to do, and we would appreciate your approval.
Worthwhile project, that's for sure. Very good. And I know that we have Chaplain Pruitt here will be in charge of removing the Texas flags that look so good that you put up, and then we're placing them with the blue flags.
So there'll
Is
be
that
no
right?
rebar replacement or anything, nothing penetrate the ground that's not existing already?
That's right. So should have any problem about that. It'll look really good. It will bring this awareness to this very serious problem. Thank you for all that CASA does, what you do. I know that's and the Children's Advocacy Group, we need to work together, try to eradicate that from this county here. So I hear a motion from anybody here.
Also move.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, second by, motion's been made by Commissioner Cotton to allow Mission, Granbury, and CASA of Hood, Somerville County to placement of the CASA blue flags and blue spotlights around the courthouse for the month of April, which is Child Abuse Awareness Month. In addition, allow the Biloxi River Children's Advocate Center to again place their large blue wooden ribbons on the square for the same time period. It's been seconded by Commissioner White. Very worthwhile project. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It passed unanimously like we predicted. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you very much.
Kate, the first bean queen of Hood County, Texas.
I'll never live that one down.
Okay, now number 4, Ms. Nelda Walters. This is the item here is to consider and take appropriate action to award contract for RFB 2020-002 Armored Car Services. I think everybody in the county has been aware that the previous contract, something happened to the Armored Car Service, and the Sheriff's Department has been doing the collecting now for what, 2 months? Am I right?
Something like that.
About 2
6
months.
weeks, maybe, I don't know.
Nobody tried to hold y'all up yet, have they, Steve? No, sir. Okay, good. All right. Please, Ms. Walters.
Okay, whenever we left this, it was for us to bid it out with different companies, and hopefully they responded. We had 3 responses. And then to discuss how we wanted to continue. You have the bids in front of you. As you can see, Brinks was by far the most expensive, and they wanted to change our RFP a lot. I mean, like, all through there, they had things they wanted us to do for them, and I'm sure it's not in our favor, but the second one was, Brinks was $8,190 a month. The second one was the Garda World. They are actually based in Florida, but they do business locally. They had some references from the Metroplex. Their quote was $5,898 a month. The third one is Laser Security Response, and their bid was $2,686.59. There are some other things in there because some departments don't want delivery 3 times a week, or pickup, I should say. They want it like once a week or twice a week. So the actual figure may vary a little bit from that, but it won't, I don't think it'll be much over 3 or.
When I came up with Laser, we did, everyone wanted, it's roughly $3,000 a month.
Yeah, so, and if you would like to come up for a minute and talk about the sheriff and that, sorry. I know you love doing this. Okay.
Well, do they want to come up? Do you want to come up? Come up. Where is Sheriff? Right. Oh, okay, there he is.
Okay, I'm gonna let y'all talk, and I'm gonna go.
So the Sheriff's Office has been picking up for us, and we've really had no issues as far as I know. You're not here, oh, sorry. We've had no issues as far as I know. Now, the Sheriff's Office does not pick up for the Acton TAC office or the JP3. Constable Jivenden does that at this time. So I think Sheriff was going to talk a little bit.
Judge, Commissioners, everybody concerned about this. It's worked out very well for us, so we don't have any problem continuing. With the cost that are involved in getting the armored companies in here, What I proposed in the past, and I'm going to propose it again, that we're always looking for more training money. A lot of times throughout the years, I take money out of abandoned vehicle, whatever I need to try to get the people the training that they need to be able to better serve the citizens of Hood County. So what I would ask again, or my bid, it would be whatever the lowest, cheapest bid is, we'll cut that in half, just so we can help that training fund, and we'll continue to do it. In the future, after January 1st, I will talk to the new constable. We'll work things out, and whether we need to continue to do it like we're doing it now or take over that Acton Annex, we'll do whatever we need to do. So it's kind of up to you guys, but that'll save the county money, and that'll help us with the training. So we'll do that for half. So I guess if it's $1,500 or $3,000, we'll do it for $1,500 or something like that.
36,000, right?
So
It's about 36,000.
About, a year.
$1,000 a month.
Yeah, that'd be $36,000 a year.
About 18,000.
So we'll do it for half that, yeah.
You know, I figured, I had Leanne figure some stuff on it when I talked to her last week, and, you know, you're willing to do it for half, and then, you know, she figured up the time and retirement, Social Security, Medicare benefits, and the stuff for the two deputies, which would be about 78 hours a year at $30. You know, it comes out to be about $5,500. So the county would be netting $12,500, pretty close if you did the pickup. Oh.
For an answer.
No, I'm not looking for.
Yeah, it was about, was it 500, 600 a month?
Yeah, it comes out to about $5,500 a year, you know, and then you're going to pay the training of $18,000. So you're at $23,500 minus the off of the $36,000. So you're about a $12,500 net for the county if Roger continues to do the pickup.
Yeah, the cost is whatever you guys decide on. I mean, if they continue just doing the local area that they've been doing, it takes maybe an hour. Sometimes not even that long, but, you know, it's up to you.
Roger,
I'm fine with.
I've got a question. Can you tell if your expenses has risen since you started doing this? Have you had extra expense other than your normal duty? Pay your deputies extra money or fuel? Or so I'm trying to get to, there's I don't know how you place that expense.
Fuel cost is not in his budget, so that's not a factor.
So
that's not an issue.
And it's minimal since it's just around town.
So you're really almost getting the full half price without those incidentals of more gas or whatever it takes to drive around the county.
We've got to vary the time. Sometimes we can't say we'll be there at 10 o'clock every day, so we've got a time frame. We have to get it done before 2, I believe.
Before
3.
3, okay. So we get her done, and we take care of it. So it works out good. I can get my guys to take the time to do it. I offered to do it, but they've been taking care of it, so I haven't made a run myself yet. But my guys are doing a great job taking care of it, and we'll continue to do that.
Is there any elected officials, any comments from them going this route? Because
We do pick up from Matt once a week. I don't see any other.
tax assessor's not here. I think she's the biggest one.
She would be.
Yeah. No complaints from any of them?
Katie's here. Not the difference.
They pick up on both offices for Katie, so I have not had any complaints. Of course,
No, we have no issues.
yeah.
I like the fact that they're not at the same pickup every time, every day at the same deal. It kind of throws off the deal. That's a good plan, Sheriff. I'm glad that it works out that way. That's a benefit, not a deficit in my mind on the deal. And then,
JP offices, they pick up there too also, right?
Yes.
yep.
Todd and Hal,
Yeah,
you good?
We're good.
See, I didn't even see him back there. So they do pick up from 1 and 2 right now, but not
and 4, but not 3.
It does save the county some money, and I have no issue with Roger picking them up as long as everybody's okay with it.
So this money that we're saving, say you cut it in half, he wants half of it, will it be a special fund that it goes into for school, or does it go into his main account, or what?
Well,
Which training area do you want it in?
the regular county training budget would be
Well, I mean,
fine,
you've
but
got your deputy training, you've got dispatch, you've got three succinct line accounts for training. I can split it up, just depends on where you need it most, jailers, deputies, or dispatchers. Because it should go for any training.
well, deputies is the one that has the most requirements.
Okay.
So that, put it in that deputy line item.
I will just do a budget amendment the next court and reduce this, what do you call this line account? Armored car services to whatever it is, whatever we've spent for the year, and the remainder I'll move into Roger's patrol deputy budget. That way.
Win-win for everybody. That's a win-win for everybody.
There's a lot of requirements in training, and they keep going up all the time. We want the best trained deputies and investigators I can get, and this helps the county and saves the county money, so win-win for everybody.
Okay.
Judge, I can, let me see if I can make a motion. I think we'll probably have to reject these bids.
I was going to say, what we
So-
need to do now is if you decide to go with the sheriff, we need to formally and in the minutes reject all bids. And then you need to make your motion to let him take
I
it
hear
over.
a motion.
I'll make that motion to reject the 3 bids offered for the contract for the armored car services.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, motion is made by Commissioner Cotton to reject the 3 bids from Laser Security, Brinks, and Guardia World, and it's been seconded by Commissioner White. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0 to reject the bids of those 3 armored car services. Do you want to make another motion now about accepting the services of the sheriff?
Yeah, I'll make that motion to accept the services of the sheriff at half of the price of the lowest bid from the 3 bidders, as indicated, into whatever budget item he needs it into, his training.
A motion's been made by Commissioner Cotton to award the contract to the sheriff for 1/2 of the lowest bid, and that 1/2 be paid into the sheriff's budget, into whatever line item that Becky and the sheriff decide on, which will probably be for training for the deputies. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner White. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank
you, Ms. Walter. Okay, this brings us to our favorite item, the last one, and this is to consider and take appropriate action to authorize the separation of the policies and the Hood County Employee Handbook to employee policies and procedures and manager policies and procedures. And we welcome Melissa Welburn. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I met with a rep from the Texas Association of Counties, and we are working to get our handbook a little bit more in sync with what we do on a day-to-day basis. Her first recommendation was to separate our very large employee handbook to accommodate our managers and our employees. She said there was no reason for us to have managerial policies in an employee handbook. That should just be for our managers. So you have received a list of our current policies. However, they've been separated for managers and employees. We have not changed any policies. No wording has been changed. But with your permission, I will make 2 different handbooks. And the managers will receive a manager handbook and an employee handbook. And all the employees will receive a new employee handbook, either electronically or by paper.
Any further discussion? Any questions? I think this is pretty straightforward, isn't it?
I hope so. I'll be happy to answer any questions that anyone has.
Yeah. Anybody have anything? Okay.
I think it'd make it a lot simpler for everybody to go this route.
I think so, especially our employees. They get this very large handbook that just puts them to sleep at night, so.
Too much information.
Exactly. So I would really like to simplify it for our employees.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion, Judge, to separate the Hood County Employees Policy Procedures from the Hood County Commissioners Court Managers Policy and Procedures.
Your second. Second. Second by Commissioner Eagle. So the motion is to separate the policies of the Hood County Employee Handbook from the Manager Policies and Handbook. Have two separate handbooks. Motion been made by Commissioner Deaver, second by Commissioner Eagle. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Ms. Welborn. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our deal for today.